Hello everyone, this is Sajjad and you're watching The Lighthouse. Now in today's episode we will talk about some of the tips or some of the ideas that you need to have in your mind if you're planning to visit Makkah and Medina for pilgrims or for religious tourism. Now these tips would be really useful for anyone who's visiting Saudi Arabia or the city of Makkah and Medina for the first time or if it's their first pilgrimage. If your trip is well planned, it's going to be spiritually more heightened as well as more comfortable for you. So always plan the trip well. Now you can actually do the planning into three main phases. The first being when you're at the home preparing for going to Makkah or Medina. The second being on your way to Makkah and Medina. And third, when you'd be leaving the city of Makkah and Medina. To perform Umrah, you just need ihram. But to be able to perform Umrah, you might need more than that. So you need to carry things that would enable you to perform Umrah from your own place. A word of caution here, though. Don't overstuff your luggage because you're going to visit not the desert, it's a city. The Makkah and Medina are vibrant cities, and you would find anything that you can think of or that you might need. So only the necessities would be or should be carried along. So this brings us to the first stage, what you need here. All right, now the first thing that you need to think about is if you're on any kind of medication. It is important that you bring your prescription along, although you might find pharmaceutical stores just around the corner in city of Makkah and Medina. But sometimes it's not the same, let's say, brand, or if it's not the same company that you're actually used to, or the one that your doctor has prescribed. So it would be better to bring your prescription along when you're planning to visit and planning to stay for a couple of days or weeks. Now, the second thing that you might be needing here is ihram. Obviously, you can purchase ihram when you get to city of Makkah and Medina, but it is advisable to bring that along or purchase that before you actually start traveling because you might have to change it before crossing the Miqat point somewhere in the airplane or at the airport where you might not find it at that time, so it could be a trouble. So it's better to purchase it before you actually start traveling. You would be needing a backpack, not the one that you would store your luggage in. It would be something that you would carry with you all the time. So it should be the one with reasonable, let's say, proportions, like a school bag, actually, where you would just put a couple of things like your mobile phones, your wallet, or your power bank, or your medicine, or sometime a snack if you're inside Masjid al Haram. So a backpack of let's say smaller dimensions would be really come in handy for carrying your things that you don't want to put in your pockets or when you would not be having pockets in Ihram, you would need a backpack. Okay, the third thing is the money, actually. It's the first thing. But you would need to carry some cash with you, although some of the hotels and the shops or the malls, they accept the credit cards or the Visa or debit cards. But if you're traveling by taxis or if you are planning to visit to the streets where you might, let's say, see local restaurants or shops, so sometimes they don't have the facility to accept the card. So it would be really good, especially if you're traveling by cabs or taxis. They don't have cards acceptance, so you will have to pay them in cash. All right. Now, along with you, you would be bringing obviously your mobile phone, but it's better to bring a power bank with you because if you plan to stay within Masjid al Haram or Masjid al Nabi for longer times, let's say from morning prayer, some people stay till the Isha prayer, so you would be obviously needing a power bank. All right. Now, let's move on to your stage two, which means when you are actually now have traveled and you're at the hotel. Once you get to the hotel in Makkah and Medina, then you would first thing that you need to do is get their business card. I've seen many people here who get lost and they are unable to explain their hotel's location to the taxi drivers or to anybody because there are so many hotels around Makkah, all around the Makkah city, around Masjid al Haram or even around Masjid al Nabawi. So it would be really difficult for anyone to help you out if you've lost the location of your hotel. So usually all the hotels, they give their business cards to their the people who are staying with them in the hotels. If someone forgets, you should ask for one. It would be better to save the location on your mobile phone just in case, because sometimes you miss the hotel shuttle service, or if you travel somewhere and uh, let's say keep moving along the streets for shopping, and you might not be able to get back on your own. So you should be able to show it to someone that this is the hotel I want to go back to. So this is the first thing you need to do when you get to your hotel. All right. When you get to the hotel, also you would also like to purchase a data SIM. Now, most of the hotels provide free Wi-Fi services, but sometimes they're not as good as one might expect. Or sometimes when you're outside the hotel, you just need to stay in the lobby for the Wi-Fi. That's not really comfortable. So if you purchase, it would not cost you that much, maybe around um, 20 to $25 if you're staying for 2 weeks trip. So you can purchase your data SIM at the hotel or somewhere outside. They are different companies have their stands outside the Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Nabawi where you can purchase your data SIM. So this should be one of your priorities because you want to stay connected. Okay, once you get the business card of the hotel, which means now you have the proof of the location or a real idea of the location of the hotel, you need to consult with them regarding their shuttle service. Most of the hotels in Mecca, they provide shuttle service throughout the day and night for Masjid al-Haram. Sometimes during Ramadan, it would be like very frequent, but during the other months other than Ramadan, it might not be that frequently provided. So there would be buses or shuttle service to Haram maybe right before each prayer time. All right, so you can just take the timetable from the reception there at the hotel for their timings for the shuttle service to Masjid al-Haram, and same thing you can do in Medina. It would be also advisable sometime if you find the drivers, they are very hospitable, so you can get their contact numbers just in case you don't want to miss the bus. So they would let you know, or they would just text you or give you a missed call. Okay, now it is important that you remember the location where the shuttle service drops you off because they would pick you up from the same point, or you need to reconfirm that with the shuttle driver that what would be the picking up location. Once they take you to the Haram drop-off location, you need to mark that or save that in your mobile phone or keep some kind of landmark that would guide you that this is the one that where you need to come back after performing Umrah or after offering your prayers. If you get to a different location, it's such a vast area all around Haram, and sometimes it all looks similar that you might never find your bus there and you would be lost. So it's better to mark the location on your mobile phone. And another easy way to remember that location is mark the gate number from which you enter into Haram. So try to exit from the same gate so it will lead you to the same location. Now, when you're leaving for Masjid al-Haram, you would be needing a backpack if it's let's say if you are in Ihram going for Umrah, or if it's your second or third day, you're just going there for prayer time. You always need a backpack because you can't keep your mobile phones and everything, or even your flip-flops with you all the time. Now, the backpack would be for your mobile phone, for your power bank, if you want to keep a snack with you while you are inside the Masjid al-Haram. You might feel sometime, hungry, so you would like something to eat and don't want to go back all the way to hotel or the market just to eat a snack because it would be difficult for you then to get back to the same location where you might find yourself really comfortable in. So keep the backpack in that. You keep a snack, your mobile phones, your power bank. Don't keep too much cash with you, just the one that you would need for the day, just in case if it's lost, it's not that big a loss then. And the flip-flops or your sandals that you carry with you, if you leave them outside Masjid al-Haram's boundary, you might never find them again. So it's better to keep them in your backpack in a plastic bag, Or there are places, certain shelves made inside the Masjid al Haram to keep the shoes there. So sometimes people who leave them outside the gates, uh, unfortunately, they're unable to find them again ever, so they'll have to walk all the way barefoot back to their hotel or to the market to buy a new one. Also, in your backpack, you might want to keep some, let's say, emergency kind of medication like Panadol or any tablets for, let's say, fatigue, a fever, temperature, or headache. Uh, because if there is actually a medical room inside Masjid al Haram that is actually for the situations of emergency, or if there is any medical emergency, you can get there. They have full time. So it's open full time, and all doctors are all the time available, nursing staff. But you don't want to go just for Panadol to that emergency room, right? Okay, then we move to the final stage, the last stage, when you are done with your pilgrimage and your stay in Mecca and Medina. Now it's time for you to start planning to go back. Now, this is a time people spend most of the time in shopping, buying gifts for their loved ones and relatives and friends. Well, it is good in a way, but you don't want to overburden yourself, and you don't want to, let's say, waste too much time in shopping that you actually should have spent in supplications and dua. So normally, what people do is they try to buy dates and let's say prayer mats, other gifts. There are lots of shops all around Haram boundary where you can purchase different kinds of gifts. There is one very nice gift shop in Medina, just next to Masjid al Quba, where they only sell things that are entirely Saudi made. So it would be a better thing to take along. You can buy dates and perfumes and prayer mats and other gift items that are made in Saudi Arabia, made in Medina actually. So that would be really a nice gift for someone. Other than that, you can go to the date shops where you can purchase dates for different kinds. Ajwa, and there are so many other kinds of dates that you can purchase, and it's better to purchase them from Medina because they have a date market right next to Masjid's boundary. So you can just ask anyone, and they would. It's just walking distance. But if you are buying, let's say, more than that you can carry, then you might need to hire a taxi to get there and come back on that. Sometimes people think that they need to fill in their own bottles with the Zamzam and they can take them back. Now it's no longer allowed. So only fill in the bottles of the Zamzam that you would be using or drinking during your stay, because if you want to take back some with you to your country or for your friends and family, you need to buy a very specific package that is available, let's say at malls, or that is available sometimes even at the airport. So that only that kind of packing is allowed to for the pilgrims to carry with them along when they're on their way back. And that comes in 5 liters packing, and one pilgrim is allowed only to carry one bottle of 5 liters of Samsung, and it costs around 20 to 30 riyals. So you are not allowed to take Samsung in cans or drums or bottles. It's no longer accepted by the airlines. All right, everyone, that is all for now. Hopefully, these would be useful for some of you. Some of you might already know these things. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take good care of yourself.